Alright, it looks like we're good. Welcome everybody to the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament. Today we have a four-person match. We have Raikourider versus fusionwarrior86, and we also have crossproduct versus 123JRF. I am going to be your host and commentator for the evening, Pluff27, with a chance that Swapspace might be joining for comms as well. I don't know. He said it was a maybe. We have WJG doing restreaming and seat ruling, and Ghost Wizard 87 on tracking. I think these are going to be some pretty good matches today. I personally am really excited. So once we get everything set up, we will be good to go. All right, everyone, welcome to the SMRAT tournament, the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament put on by J-Chalk, hosted here on Speedrunners Arena. Today, we have a four-person match. We have Raikourider versus fusionwarrior86, and crossproduct versus 123JRF. I am your commentator for this evening, Ploff27. We have Ghost Wizard on tracking, and the wonderful WJG doing restreaming and seed rolling. Just waiting here to make sure that everybody is ready, and then we're going to go ahead and get started on this race. Any minute now. Yes, the superstitious in the crowd may be concerned at the covered 6-letter word. Although, wait, short words are good, right? Sova is good because it's short. And are coverings secretly good? Now I can't remember what all the superstition rules are. And we should be off in just a couple of moments here. Once we wait for all that fun stream delay to come through. There we go, and our racers are beginning. At least JRF is. Having the internet advantage. Of course, if you have a faster internet, your restream will often come through quicker, which of course has a very big impact on how your race is timed. And here we have everybody else starting up. It's the hardware advantage. That's what I gotta say. Although some could argue that in races like this there is an emulator advantage, because those on hardware usually have to reboot their console to put the ROM on their SD to SNES or EverDrive. So there's a supreme advantage to running on emulator, because you can have everything cropped and ready to go ahead of time. It looks like 3 out of our 4 runners are using Moonfall, Raikourider not using Moonfall. JRF gets us to our first item, and it is Space Jump, which makes a lot of things accessible fairly early on. For example, Wrecked Ship is logically accessible. There's a lot of areas in Norfair that are logically accessible. After getting the right ammo, Grapple should be accessible. So there's a lot of checks that you can make after picking up Space Jump that early on. And I would be really interested to see which runners do end up beelining directly for the Wrecked Ship, and which runners are going to be going a little bit more standard, going through some more of Red Brinstar and doing trade. The first item cannot be a suit. I don't know if this is using the logic that actually attempts to put suits later. That is a flag that you can set in the Varia randomizer. Although, because the boost there off of the enemy is not going to be required in SM logic, the first item has to be something that can get you up into the ceiling. So like Space Jump, High Jump Boots, Ice Beam, something like that. We do see 123JRF and Cross Product going up to check Billy Mays here, as does Raikourider. Here in Billy Mays, we have an energy tank, but wait, there's more. I did my joke a little early, so now there's a couple seconds of dead air, and it's super missiles. No Spore Spawn fights today, most likely. Nobody died to boulders in the Billy Mays area. Very nice. Now, given the low power bomb count, I would be very surprised if any of our runners do end up going meme route. It is possible, but Pink Brinstar can be very power bomb hungry, so I would be surprised if they end up going for that. Here we see vanilla alpha missiles on cross products. As we start making our way out of the construction zone, it looks like Cross is going to be checking the item on the way to meme route, at the very least, and it is supers. Fusion Warrior and JRF finishing up their Billy Mays checks, while Raikourider leaves construction zone on their own. Cross product, the first one to leave, Blue Brinstar. But overall, nothing super interesting as of right now. Cross-checking the old Mother Brain item, and it is more power bombs. Be useful to have, just that way you don't have to worry about taking the ship refill if you want to continue, although I wouldn't be surprised if Cross does it anyway. For many runners, 10 power bombs is enough to get you through Gauntlet, going forward and then getting back out if you need to. Assuming that you can do the delayed wall jumps. Here we see Cross making the slightly risky check, looking at the climb supers. It can be risky because that acid in those pits can do a lot of damage, and getting past the snot balls can be pretty tricky. I don't remember. I looked at another screen right as Cross was checking the item at the top there, so I don't know what it is. I hope it's not something important. Statistically, it probably isn't, but it might be. While the rest of our runners are heading through climb. It was super soft. Thank you. I'm glad someone's paying attention to what's happening on these screens, because God knows I'm not. Also, we see Raikourider did not opt to check the climb supers. Pretty reasonable. It can be pretty risky with this item set, and many runners, myself included, don't feel super confident making that check without something like speed or ice. We have an energy tank at the dentist. The normal item here is the 230 missiles. Get it? 230, 230. Haha. It's very funny. They really do just let anyone do commentary. You could just go to Jay and just ask him, and then they'll just let you come on here and just do whatever you want. They just let you talk about stuff. I could spend this entire match talking about random garbage, and I mean, they might get upset at me, but I don't know if they would. I can't promise that they necessarily would. Here we have some nice sync between Raikourider and Cross Product checking the Bomb Torizo item. It is just supers. It is worth mentioning Raikourider and Cross Product are not racing each other. Our racers are matched horizontally. Raikou versus Fusion Warrior and Cross versus JRF. And it looks like Cross is going to be stopping at the ship, maybe checking Gauntlet, and I would bet that he's going straight into wrecked ship, off to the right there. He's got the items he needs to enter it. He's got 2 E-tanks, which if you're a new route runner, that's so much, that's like a whole extra 100 energy that you're used to having, that you're not necessarily used to having. So I would not be surprised if we saw Cross Product go into the wrecked ship at all. Meanwhile, Raikourider goes down Terminator and finds a vanilla E-tank. May also check Volcano. He has space jump. And we do see Cross going to do that. Meanwhile, Raikou is checking backside of Gauntlet. And it is X-Ray and missiles. X-Ray being most useful as one of the 3 components for the microwave beam. My favorite beam, personally. Looked like just more ammo at Volcano. We also see JRF making a stop at the ship as well. Once again, I would be not surprised at all if we saw these runners going into wrecked ship, but it's possible they just want to check these criteria items before going down into Brinstar, which is a totally reasonable play, and certainly quite a bit safer than going into wrecked ship. Here we see Cross doing Gauntlet. Raikou going for the Mach Ball for early supers. Here, Raikou finding supers at, what is this, oh, Smokey knows the name of this one. It's got a cool name. Is it Santa Poco? I could be really making that up. Anyway, 2 super packs in the back. 3 super packs. I didn't see what Cross got at Gauntlet Forward. It looks like it was supers, based on his current ammo count. More supers here for Raikourider. Ron Papelli, thank you. And we do see Cross picking up the X-ray beam. Or the X-ray scope. Meanwhile, it looks like all of our runners have opted to, at the very least, check Gauntlet and Volcano here before heading down into Brinstar, or potentially going into the wrecked ship. Cross farming a couple of power bombs before going back out of Terminator, so I would say very likely to go to the wrecked ship then. We also see Raikou doing a little bit of power bomb farming as well. And gravity down at Edakun E-Tank. Now that is interesting. So that puts... I'm trying to think what that puts in logic. That puts most of Meridia in logic. We would need Speed Booster to get past Batoon, but there's a lot in Meridia that you can check with just this item set. Fusion is heading towards the wrecked ship entrance. And Cross is going down red. No, is going into Brinstar. Just taking a ship refill, I suppose, before going down. Very reasonable. Super missiles at the moat for Fusion Warrior. And Edakun Peebs holds just missiles. It looks like JRF is coming back out from Chicago's, which is interesting. And Fusion Warrior just wanted to check the moat item and is actually going to be going down Red Tower. Also a very reasonable play to be making. Well, it doesn't mean you're skipping out a lot of Brinstar item collection or having to do it kind of backwards. It does clear out some Red Tower items at the top there. It looks like here we see Raikou entering Big Pink. We have an E-Tank. And the Smokey Beam at the top of Red Tower. If Smokey were here on cons, I'm sure she would be very excited. Here we have Cross going down to Edakun's, about to get their gravity suit. While Raikou checks Mission Impossible and finds just French vanilla missiles. Here at Alpha Peebs, we are going to find more health. Quite a bit of health early on in this seed. Certainly nothing that I would ever complain about. I like having a lot of health because I'm bad. And if you have a lot of health, it's harder for you to die. Really, you can really expect insightful commentary like having more health makes you less likely to die. This is what they bring me on SRA for. It's the analysis. Here we see Raikou checking Spore Spawn's back door. JRF starts heading towards wrecked ship to head down Red Tower. No early wrecked ships out of any of these runners. So at this point, I would put Raikou and crossproduct in the lead of their two races, mostly because they've already found gravity. Now, Fusion Warrior and JRF are very likely to find gravity, as Edakun's is a pretty common check, but given their current location, they're a little far away, and I think that they might be tempted to either immediately go down to Kraid after entering the Red Tower, or maybe head out to the wrecked ship. And it seems that they've been doing quite a bit of back and forth trying to collect all of these items. Hey Swap Space, how you doing? Meanwhile, there's so much happening all at once. We have JRF at the top of Red Tower, Fusion Warrior taking a ship save, crossproduct in the middle of clearing out Big Pink, and Raikourider heading down Red Tower, most likely going to be going to Kraid, but first wants to check out the X-ray visor location with that space gem. Fusion Warrior finishes clearing out Gauntlet up at Criteria. JRF going to be finding their smoky beam pretty soon here, I would say. And it is a trash can over at the, X-ray visor location. Worth it to have the information, but unfortunately, a lot of time checking for not a lot of reward. Although it does give a nice opportunity to farm up power bombs here before going on into Red Brinstar. We do see Cross checking Wave Gate. I don't think Raikou checked this. Getting that super missile to hit the gate without high jump is tricky, but Cross nails it first try. Find missiles. Here we see both of our right side runners still near the surface of the planet. JRF now leaving the top of Red Tower, and Fusion Warrior finishing up Gauntlet. Raikourider and Cross, I'd say at this point, are both heading down towards Kraid, with Raikou a little bit ahead, currently checking Spazer for only missiles. JRF, at the very least, going to be checking Moat here, might be going on into the wrecked ship proper, and says, you know what, that's alright. We don't need that. Yeah, very, very apt observation. Bugs can't hide. 50 supers already is quite high. Not unreasonable. Obviously, it has happened. But it is pretty high. It's also a very excellent point, Zeb. Going into Meridia at this point is kind of risky. Just because without speed or ice, you're not going to be able to get past or get to Batuun. You can check sand pits, which can have progression, but there's a lot of Meridia that isn't necessarily accessible. So it can be something of a riskier play. I would imagine that after Kraid, our runners might go check high jump location and maybe do the Ice Beam Hell run, because I think that sometimes can be worth it. But I think it's more likely that they're going to start trying to clear out Meridia to find items. I personally think it's good to do that quick low upper Norfair check after finishing Kraid, even if you don't have Varia, because Varia has been there actually quite a few times. Also, we kind of blew past it while I was talking about different routing choices. Raikourider picking up Spring Ball in Kraid's lair, the best item in the game by far, if you ask me. Now we will see if Raikou is going to be taking Kraid to prom. She's got her pretty red dress on. And looks like it. Kraid is going to have a dance tonight. JRF is headed into wrecked ship. I was paying attention to other screens and didn't notice that Kraid on the road. So he has some very interesting route. I would say, not knowing where any of the suits are, heading into wrecked ship is a pretty reasonable play. Especially with all of that energy, it's not going to be too dangerous here. And there's a lot of items that you can check in Wrecked Ship, unless you're Azure and you skip the entire top half. And also, with Screw Attack being found in the ocean, Fantoon is pretty easy. You can just Screw Attack through all of the flames and not even have to worry about it. Screw is in the ocean, right? I think it was. So, we have JRF entering the Wrecked Ship in the sort of taking a different route from our other three runners. Fusion Warrior is making their way down into Brinstar, clearing out items as they go. Raikourider has just finished up Kraid and gotten rewarded with just Spring Ball as of right now, and we have a high five as Cross is going into Kraid. I'd be very interested to see what Wrecked Ship holds and if this play for JRF ends up paying off. Because it could pay off in a pretty serious way. It certainly has in the past, but it also could really not. If Varia is at the Wrecked Ship Reserve, that's just a really big oof. And then you gotta run around trying to find the speed booster. Fusion Warrior picks up their gravity suit at the bottom of Eticoon's. And we are going to be seeing whether Raikourider goes into Meridia, tries to go up to the Wrecked Ship, or goes down. And Raikourider will be going down to check at least a few of those Upper Norfair locations. Meanwhile, we're gonna see if Cross takes Kraid to the dance, while JRF is going to be fighting Fantoon. I personally, with this item set in JRF's position, would just take the 4 super missile fight, or I would do 2 missiles, and then pop a super in. And it looks like that is what JRF is doing as well. With Space Jump and Screw Attack, you can very easily deal with all of those flames during the Enrage phase. Down in Upper Norfair, Raikourider finds the high jump boots and power bombs at the high jump location. It's in the room right before high jump. Cross product does not take Kraid to the prom. No thank you tonight. And we do have the Cephi beam or Antinomy beam here at Vanilla high jump location. Unfortunately, this is not going to be Norfair progression for Raikourider, but those high jump boots are going to make basically every part of the movement so much easier. Spazer is a good beam. I will defend Spazer. It's a good beam. It's also a good meme. Memes and beams. We are going to see Raikourider checking Croc's back door, just for all missiles, nothing of great excitement. While Cross Product finishes up Kraid's lair and also is going to have a choice themselves of do we go up, do we go down, do we go into Meridia, where are we going to go? Raikourider is taking the Upper Norfair save, and I would expect they're going to do some hell runs as a result, maybe the Ice Beam hell run, or they just want it to be safe. Meanwhile, JRF has finished up Fantoon and is going to start clearing out the Wrecked Ship. Fusion Warrior behind in Pink Bryn, clearing out items. And as a matter of fact, we do see Raikourider going for the Cathedral Hell Run, not the Ice Beam Hell Run as I initially suspected. They might be Hell Running all the way out to Bubble Mountain. I personally don't like doing Hell Runs in SMRAT races. They can be pretty risky, and you have no guarantee that you're going to find logical progression over there. You're certainly never going to find Varia down here, so you're always going to have to leave eventually, unless you're willing to do an entire suitless Lower Norfair, which many runners are not willing to do. Here we see the first of JRF's Wrecked Ship checks, which is more supers, my goodness. A lot of supers in this seed. Cross did end up checking the Upper Norfair locations as well, and Raikourider finishes up their Hell Run. With 6 E-Tanks, that Cathedral Hell Run is not too hard. The AT is accessible tournament in SMRAT. Meanwhile, Raikourider continues to clear out Bubble Mountain, and JRF is clearing out the Wrecked Ship. We do have an Ice Beam in the Wrecked Ship. While this does not provide logical access through all of Meridia, for many runners it does provide access through all of Meridia, because most runners know how to ice clip through the Moctroid, as it's not too difficult to learn. This also speeds up Metroid rooms at the end of the game, which can be significant. It also can make climbing certain areas a lot easier, but with Space Jump it's like, who cares? You got Space Jump, just jump it. Here we see Raikourider checking Speed Booster, Vanilla Missiles right outside of Speed Booster, and is going to be Crystal Flashing in the Speed Booster room for health. Cross, meanwhile, is going to be not doing any hell runs and is going up into Meridia. JRF is going to try to do some pretty tricky platforming here to check in Spiky Room of Death. Fusion Warrior is paying homage to Kojak, looking into the back door of Spore Spawn. What is the speed booster item? I didn't see what it was. Looks like more ammo. I think it was more ammo. Here we have supers in Main Street and an energy tank and crab supers here at Meridia. And Cross, having now seen these, is going to be going down and I would suspect checking Mom and Turtle. Meanwhile, we have Raikourider going to check Double Chamber. Vanilla missiles in the Double Chamber, and we will see what's in the Wave Beam location. JRF makes it through Spiky Room forward in one piece. 179 health is a little risky here, but with some good movement, it's not too terrible. And finds a trash can at the wreck ship E-Tank. And it looks like after all of that hell running, Raikourider is going to reset at Wave Beam. I didn't see what item it was, but I'm assuming it's not super important. With that, Raikourider is going to be leaving Upper Norfair as Cross Product starts making their way through Meridia. We are now also going to be doing some attic checks here at JRF screens, not pulling an Azure. With Screw Attack and Space Jump, clearing out the attic is really not too hard. Just get to Space Jump through everything. So, we have Fusion Warrior clearing out Pink Brinstar, JRF clearing out the top of the wrecked ship, diverging en route from our other three runners, while Cross Product and Raikourider are going through Meridia. Raikou has checked a lot of Upper Norfair by doing hell runs, but Cross has not. Here at Watering Hole, we have power bombs and super missiles. Just more ammunition, no important progression as of yet. We know that Ice Beam is in the wrecked ship, so if our two left side runners want to get to Botwoon, they're going to need to find speed boosters somewhere here in Meridia. And if they don't find it somewhere here in Meridia, they're probably going to have to either go... They're going to have to do some backtracking. At least once. I did not see what was at right side attic, but I'm also assuming it wasn't important. I'm just going to trust that if something important happens, the tracker will catch it. With 4 people, it's a little hard to keep track of everybody at once. Here we see Fusion Warrior checking the... what's it called? Thing. X-ray visor. The X-ray visor location. Going to be finding the trash can over there. Vanilla missiles at Sky Missiles for JRF. Cross Product takes the save here in Aqueduct and is going to be going down and checking some sand pits. I really want there to be a Shack Tool check. I don't think it's going to happen because it's almost never a good idea, but I want it. I'm rooting for it. And we do have a grapple beam in right side sand pit. Cross decides to reset instead of taking it. That grapple beam does allow you to actually check Shack Tool without Ice Beam. Grapple, I don't think it's required for logical access anywhere at this point, except for logical access to Shack Tool. I don't think there are any other item locations that need it since we have Space Jump. And Cross now going down into the right side sand pit. Also, it looks like mostly just ammo out in the sky for JRF. No major progression yet in Wrecked Ship. Only major item that we found in Wrecked Ship so far is the Screw Attack. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Screw Attack. But maybe not the progression that JRF was necessarily hoping for. Here in Red Side Sand Pit, we do have the Varia suit. So, I do believe that puts Cross in go mode. No, he still needs a way to get to Botwoon, so he needs either Speed Booster or Ice. But with that, Cross is almost in go mode, and I would anticipate that Raikou is going to be finding Varia not too long after. I personally don't like checking sandpits if I don't have to, but when you're in Meridia, in this situation, you can't go to Botwoon, there isn't much else that you can do, other than check a couple aqueduct locations. Here we have Supers back in the red ship. While Fusion Warrior has actually entered Meridia immediately and has not gone down to fight Kraid at all. This does mean that Fusion Warrior will not have the best item in the game, Spring Ball, but will most likely be finding Varia before going down to Kraid or Norfair, which will result in some more efficient routing. Cross, having found Varia, is like, alright, I'm going down to Norfair. He's done with Meridia. He can't get past Botwoon as of right now, so it's time to just start checking through Norfair. I like this play. I think that there's a lot of items to check in Norfair. We know a lot of the upper Norfair items are not going to be what Cross is looking for, but if you're comfortable going down into Ridley, you can easily get Dragon on the way out after you have logical access, and then get Fantina afterwards. So all of our runners, except for JRF, are now checking Meridia, Fusion Warrior at Mama Turtle. Cross has left Meridia and is just going down to Norfair. Raikourider is going to be checking left sandpit here and will be finding their Varia suit. And JRF has finished up the wrecked ship. That gamble, unfortunately, not really paying off for them. I would put Cross in a pretty comfortable lead right now of our bottom two runners, but anything can happen. Ridley can be a jerk, you can softlock at Mother Brain, like, anything's possible with Popsicle. And we do see Cross going down now to Lower Norfair, deciding to forego a lot of the Upper Norfair checks. I am of the opinion that it is better to do those Upper Norfair checks before going down into Lower Norfair if you aren't in Go mode. Basically because if you're not in Go mode, you're probably not going to find Go mode in LN, and you want to check those Upper Norfair locations eventually, so it benefits you to check them beforehand because then you have more stuff going into LN. But Cross feeling very confident, and we know that there isn't going to be much there in Upper Norfair for them to find, so this play will be working out for them, even if, with the information they have, I personally wouldn't go for it. I also am a big baby, and I want like a million E-tanks going into Lower Norfair, so I don't die in Amphitheater. Again. Raikourider, after finding Varia suit, is also going to be leaving Meridia and going directly down into Norfair, and I'd anticipate they will be immediately go-moding Lower Norfair with the information that they know that they're not going to be finding what else they need in Upper Norfair. Meanwhile, Fusion Warrior checking Watering Hole in Meridia. And JRF is going to be heading down into Brinstar for the first time, I do believe. Cross-product not checking the community loyalty item, the SMRAT missiles, because that check is kind of slow. And is only one item, but if that item is speed, Cross is going to be real sad. Because we know where Ice Beam is. Cross does not know where Ice Beam is, but we know where Ice Beam is. He's in the wrecked ship at left side surface. Cross not going to be checking Firefly before heading down into Ridley either. Just immediately going down. While this is a more efficient route, a lot of runners, myself included, like to check Firefly just because the extra items can often be helpful on Ridley, and can save you some time if you find what you need there. Thanks, stay hydrated, bot. Raikourider farming up some gamuts before going into LN. You want to have a good super count going into Lower Norfair if you don't have Charge Beam. Like, you want at least 30 going down there, because that's what you need to kill Ridley. I like to have a few more than that, especially because you're probably going to be supering the Pirates. There's not a lot of great locations to farm super missiles in Lower Norfair. The only one that I can really think of is the Ripper Room outside of GT. And to get to that, you either need to fight GT, which is slow, or do the Green Gate glitch, which is annoying and can be kind of slow. So, I like this play out of Raikou to be farming up gamuts just to get more supers. I have on multiple occasions had to spend a whole bunch of time farming green bugs outside of Ridley's room to get enough supers to kill him, and it's annoying. The gamut farm is generally faster, I do believe. I don't know the exact statistics on it, but I think it's faster. That's my brief rant about super missile count. And here we see cross product, farming green bugs. This green bug farm, bet you wish you had grapple, don't you, Cross? But this green bug farm is also sometimes called the spin jump practicing farm, because you want to get those real small spin jumps so you can grab the drops out to the side. Unless you can time it so you can kill them both below you. Oh, heck. Oh, JRF is, or not JRF. Fusion Warrior is in a place. Yeah, that's a reset. You can get out of there. It is possible. I'm pretty sure you can crystal flash clip through it if you have enough ammo. But, yeah. Cross doesn't have angle down. What a madman. Cross now into the Ridley fight with a pretty good super count. We'll see if Ridley decides to be obnoxious. And Raikourider is actually going to be doing the backdoor GT. Gets the green gate glitch, what is it, second try? What did Fusion Warrior see up there that they want so badly? Because I know one of the items is just like a missile, right? Anyway. Raikourider, I didn't manage to see what they saw at Screw Attack location, but clearly it wasn't worth it as they are resetting out. Cross Product finishes off Ridley. The dragon is dead. Or the dragon, not the dragon. Yuck! Knee slap. Thank you, I'll be here all week. And Ridley just holding missiles. I thought for sure he was going to have Charge Beam, as is Ridley's most coveted item. But no, just missiles today. Raikourider's last save, it looked to be, was in Bubble Mountain, so that is a little bit of a distance back, having to now re-enter Lower Norfair. Sorry for bumping the microphone. But nothing terrible, and I would still put Raikou ahead of Fusion Warrior, as Fusion Warrior has yet to find Varia, although is going to be finding it pretty soon checking these sand pits. JRF is now clearing out Brinstar, and unfortunately, since the wreck ship play really didn't pay off, I would say is pretty far behind having a suit. At this point, Cross just needs to find Speed Booster or Ice Beam, and then Cross is going to be in Go mode. Hopefully Speed Booster is somewhere between here and Batwoon. We know Ice Beam is up in the wrecked ship. And we do see a trash can at Power Bombs of Shame. Raikourider making... Yeah, Raikourider making their way through the best route in the game. It's great, guys. It's a great route. It really is. Fusion Warrior having a little bit of trouble getting to the Varia suit without Spring Ball, the best item. See a Crystal Flash Clip. Unfortunately, Crystal Flash Clips will never be required in SMRAT. It is impossible to find Speed Booster after Batwoon. You don't need to put logic in quotes. It's logic. It is logic, regardless of your personal opinion on it. It is logic. Here we see Fusion Warrior going for a really difficult power bomb jump to try to get up to the Varia suit. Although eventually giving up and going back for the spin jump strategy, which is my strategy of choice in situations like this. JRF making their way down Green Hill Zone, most likely going to be either heading into Meridia or fighting Crate next, while Cross Product is just leaving Lower Norfair. Cross still has to spend a fair amount of time checking for Speed Booster or Ice Beam, so Cross's run is definitely not done yet. And since JRF already has Ice Beam, there is an opportunity for them to catch up. If Speed Booster is in a really unfortunate or really annoying location, that could end up causing Cross to waste a lot of time looking for it before going back into Meridia. So I would not call the bottom race necessarily done yet, although I would still put Cross at an advantage. Still no speed booster for Cross, and no speed booster for anyone. There's a handful of locations that it could still be in that we haven't seen yet. I think at least. It's not that many more. I have to think. Oh, it could be a check tool. People. Please. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me the progression of check tool. I just love our good robotic friend. Fusion, unfortunately, resetting out of the sand pit. Not sure exactly why they reset. They might be wanting to check some other avenues, having gotten fed up of trying to get various suit. Totally understandable. Raikourider is heading into Ridley, gonna probably farm up a few supers here on bugs. Although with 39, they should have enough. Meanwhile, Cross is heading out of Upper Norfair. So mid-air morphing is not very hard, but with 4 tiles it can be tricky. The timing is fairly tight to get the morph in time so that you can still get into the hole. It's not impossible, not by any stretch, and it's pretty doable with practice, but it does definitely take some time. And yes, my boy, my friend, my good buddy, try to use non-gendered terms, Fusion Warrior is checking Shack Tool. I love this runner. This is the best. I really hope that speed is a check tool. That would just really make my... like, statistically, it's not very likely, but I want it. I really want it. And now we get the very rare case where our tracker actually gets to check off the check tool box. Always a fun box to check off. Cross has now completely left Norfair. And is going to be looking for Speed Booster or Ice Heat. And they are at the very least going through Marina. Raikourider finishes off really. I would not be surprised if Cross goes through Meridia and then up into Wrecked Ship to try to look for Ice or Speed. Go to Wrecked Ship, kill Fantoon, get Ice at left side supers, and then just get at it. And then immediately you can just leave Wrecked Ship immediately, that's go mode, kill Dragon, win the game. I would not be surprised if Cross does that, but it looks like they're thinking about which way they want to go. And it looks like they are gonna be junking around in Mount Everest for me. Charge Beam at Shack Tool. Not in any way required for progression, but nice to have. What a seed. What a seed. I'm just happy we got to see our good robotic friend Shack Tool. Does Cross need more ammo to kill Batoon? No way. He's got like a bajillion supers. Oh, if he's gonna do a Crystal Flash clip. Yeah, he'll need to farm up. I do forget, Cross is quite comfortable doing Crystal Flash clips. And he does the snail clip first try to get up into those product items. And Fusion Warrior is stuck in the same position they were trying to avoid before. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, Fusion Warrior. The seed has not been nice to you. Oh dear, apparently our tracking has accidentally gotten reset, unfortunately. So, have fun redoing all of that, Ghost. Oh, I'm sorry, I do not envy you in the slightest. But right now, I do know Cross is looking for enough ammo to Crystal Flash clip past Batoon and is in go mode. Raikourider, I think, is in the same position as Cross, need a way to get past Batoon, either Ice Speed or the ammo for a Crystal Flash clip. The know-how. Fusion Warrior is getting ruined by mid-air morphing and is just partying in the spring ballroom. And is going to reset out. And JRF is heading down into Norfair. And I think they picked up Varia. We're going to find out in a sec. They're about to go to Ice Beam. We can see if they take heat damage. Oh, and they do take heat damage, so JRF has not yet picked up the Varia suit. Here we see Cross going for the Crystal Flash clip. Not an easy thing to do. Requires that you Crystal Flash up in the corner of this little block structure here. And when the Crystal Flash animation finishes, you are popped up a little bit higher and you can just get right through the blocks there. And very nice. Getting that after a handful of tries is very good for cross product. That can really ruin you and take forever in some cases. It can be pretty nasty. Oh good, our tracker is coming back. We live in. This is where Cross like soft locks by running out of ammo at Botwoon. No, okay, it's fine. Although it would have been funny. We have Fusion Warrior going up the toilet. It's called the toilet, right? To go check some of the items near Plasma Beam. I don't think there's much you can get in this area until you've killed Dragon. But it is also a way sort of to get through Meridia to get some other parts. I'm not entirely sure of where their routing is at right now. They could be going to Forgotten Highway, that's a possibility. But anyway, Fusion Warrior looking around in Meridia. Knows where Varia suit is, but can't get to it. Raikourider is currently leaving Lower Norfair, and it looks like maybe trying to do a Crystal Flash because 40 HP is not a big number. Scary. Cross product is through Meridia and now just needs to kill Dragon, kill Fantoon, and be done with this. And JRF appears to be running around in Norfair. No Varia suit yet. Now heading into Dragon. Pretty good ammo count here. No charge beam and no grappling beam means that we are going to have to be killing Dragon with ammo. Oh, and also no speed booster. Raiku's still making, looks like farming fire fleas here before trying to leave Lower Norfair. We want to make sure that they don't die to our good friends, the Three Musketeers, because Key Hunters hit like a truck. They hit a lot. And we do have a Forgotten Highway out of Fusion Warrior coming up into Wrecked Ship. What a wonderful set of rooms that you only see in 100% map. Maybe some other categories, but I think it's just a window map. Occasionally, you do see randos. This crab room came up in a world rando that we did the other day, and we were just like, oh god, I don't know how to get through the crab maze. And we had to have our partners, world rando partners, explain to us. Does it get used in RBO? I didn't think it was. Oh yeah, it is. It's in the current RBO. Cross currently finishing off Dragon. JRF going through Meridian is going to be fighting their Varia suit before too long, I would say. Raiku's still a little nervous and farming health for the Lower Norfair escape, and Fusion Warrior is going to be backdooring into the wrecked ship by going through the Forgotten Highway. Looks like our tracker has at least more or less recovered. So, everything on there, but we get the general picture of kind of who's where. Yes, Raikou has really dead. Raikou has Spazer and do they also have? No, they do not also have Wave. Cross has high jump. They all have space jump. JRF has screw attack, and Fusion Warrior is about to pick it up. Some of them have spring ball, but I don't remember which ones. No, Fusion Warrior probably not about to go pick up screw attack because it was out in Ocean. Yes. Cross, having now finished Dragon, just needs to beeline their way out of Meridia, head up into the wrecked ship, kill Fantoon, and be done with it. Raikourider survives the Three Musketeers and makes it out of Lower Norfair in one piece. I would put Raikou definitely ahead of Fusion Warrior, as Raikou has both suits, and we know that Fusion Warrior is going to have to go back into Meridia for Varia after clearing out wrecked ship here. And JRF with the Ice Beam is going to be able to go straight to Dragon. JRF... Did they pick up Varia yet? I don't think they have. No. And have not done Lower Norfair, I don't think. Fusion Warrior currently fighting Fantoon. Let's see what strategy they employ. And we find Speed Booster in Upper Norfair at the Norfair Reserve. I'm telling you, you want to clear Speed Booster before going down into LN. It's nice to have. Clear Upper Norfair before going down into LN. Although, in this case, probably would have been too slow to be totally worth it. Cross is going forward into the wrecked ship here. I would guess that Cross is not going to find Screw Attack down in the ocean. And honestly, at this point, I'm not sure how much help Screw Attack would really do. You don't really need it for Fantoon with both suits and this much energy, I would say. It makes Zeb skip quite a bit harder. You either have to do the down back skip or you have to take the time to de-equip Screw Attack. And what benefit would it give? I wouldn't say a huge one at this point. For Cross, at least. JRF currently fighting Batoon on their way over to Dragon. Yes, you can also do the Speed Booster Zeb skip with Screw Attack. That is true. Although, I would say that the Speed Booster Zeb skip is quite a bit harder than definitely harder than the normal Ice Beam, and probably harder than the down back method. Though it kind of just depends on what you find difficult. Yes, all of our runners do have enough energy for stand-up glitch, although none of them have charge. So... there have been a few resets in Meridia, checking sand pits and Shack Tool and such, but nothing super out of nowhere. Yeah, only Fusion knows where charge is, and it's at Shack Tool, so I would not anticipate any of our runners getting the toolkit required to do a useful stand-up glitch. Although, I don't know, you could have a stand-up glitch just for swag, you know, run around, have a party while you're waiting for the cutscene to play out. Fusion Warrior finishes up with Fantoon, finds Ice Beam at the left side of the deck. JRF makes it to Dragon. Raikourider is now heading up Red Tower, and I think only has Fantoon left. Pretty sure. And is just going to be going up to Wrecked Ship shortly after Cross and killing Fantoon. I know somebody has already cleared out the top of Red Tower, but I don't remember what items were there, but I'm pretty sure it was nothing super important, so nothing crazy happening here for Raikou. After fighting Ice Beam in Wrecked Ship, I would say Fusion Warrior is probably not going to be finding much else that they're really looking for. But they want to get that Varia suit in Meridia as either bombs or Spring Ball, since they're in a lot of trouble with the meteor morph. Did I make a mistake? I'm sorry, Smokey. What did I do? I'm dumb and don't pay attention. Cross, having found Ice Beam, shouts in SRL chat, "It does exist!" Thank you, Cross. Thank you for this. Did everyone forget how to what? I'm confused. So, right now, Raikourider has speed. I don't think anybody else has speed. Raikou has, I think, every boss killed except Fantoon. Fusion has Fantoon and Kraid dead. JRF, I think, has every boss, and Crossproduct has every boss dead. Speed was at the Norfair Reserve Tank. Yes. Thank you, Algernon. Oh, does Raikou still need to kill Dragon? Yeah. Oh my god. It's so confusing. And Cross picked up Ice Beam in Red Ship. So I'm pretty sure. So at this point, Cross is just going to be beelining down to Golden 4. It does take the ship refill, making sure that they have enough supers for everything that they need to do down in Turian. 85 is plenty. You need 60 supers to kill Mother Brain Phase 2. And there's various combinations of ammo that can kill Phase 1, but the most well-known combination is 15 missiles and 10 supers. 70 supers is kind of the safe magic number for doing a chargeless Turian, and with 85, that's a plenty. 85 is probably enough that you could even do Zeb Skip if you wanted to, although with Ice Beam, you just do the normal Zeb Skip. Fusion Warrior is continuing to clear out wrecked ship, while Raikourider is going to go kill Fantoon. JRF is clearing some parts of Meridia, I think still looking for Varia, as they didn't check sand pits on the way in, which is a pretty unfortunate time loss, having to look through like Plasma Beam location and stuff to find Varia and then go kill Ridley. Yes, JRF still has to kill Ridley. Raikou has to kill Fantoon and Dragon, and Fusion Warrior, yeah, has to kill all three except Fantoon, I think is right. I don't think Raikou could not get to Dragon because they did not have speed or ice beam after they killed Ridley. Or on their first pass through Meridia. So I think they went straight to Red Ship after they left Lower Norfair. Or after they left Norfair, they had found Speed Booster and then they went straight up to Red Ship. Yeah, maybe they did kill Dragon and I'm just forgetting. Person races are hard. Fusion Warrior is finishing up the ship here. JRF is likely to be checking sand pits pretty soon and should be finding Varia shortly after. While Cross Product is going through Turian. Cross Product probably going to have a low hour time. I think sub-hour would be awfully tight. I don't think it's going to be possible at this point. Cross Product does get grabbed by the baby Metroid. I wonder if they're gonna Crystal Flash. They don't have any reserves. So they could do it. It would cost them 10 supers though, so I don't think it would be a great thing to do. Raikou found speed. Fusion Warrior currently thinking about routing, trying to figure out where to go and what to do. JRF is going into Meridia yet again. Seems like we've got a lot of back and forth with Meridia. Now we have both of our top 2 runners clearing out the wrecked ship. Raikourider is in go mode, for aught that I am aware. Unless there's something I'm forgetting, and I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Raikourider is in go mode and could probably pretty safely skip these wrecked ship checks. Meanwhile, Cross doing a pretty normal Zeb skip. What was that, second try? Very nice. Crossproduct gets down Mother Brain 1 and has 80 supers for Mother Brain 2. That is 20 supers of leeway, which is a lot of leeway. So, no big worries there. Fusion Warrior knows where Variatude is, but is still looking for a method to get it, as they were having trouble with the mid-air morphs. JRF looking for Varia still, doesn't know where it is, and just, I guess, really doesn't like checking sand pits. I can certainly understand that. I don't like checking sand pits either. Raikou, having found Speed Booster, now has everything they need to go kill Dragon, and then we'll be out of here past that. And Cross is currently finishing up. Oh no, frozen streams. JRF, unfortunately, just checking every location except where Varia is. Not making any particularly bad decisions, I would say. Just, like, making a lot of plays that just aren't paying off, unfortunately. Sometimes it does just sort of be like that. Fusion Warrior looks to be heading back in the direction of Terminator and Brinstar. Maybe gonna look to do a little bit more killing there. Meanwhile, JRF still hunting for Varia. Maybe trying to think of the places that they haven't checked yet. It's in the sand. There's gotta be like a... What's like the Star Wars meme? Where the guy doesn't like sand? I've never seen Star Wars. But I know there's a bit where the guy doesn't like sand. That's JRF. He doesn't like sand. He doesn't want to do the sand. Also, yeah, I know. Make fun of me now. I'm a fake nerd. I've never seen Star Wars. I only pretend to be a nerd so that way cute people will want to date me. Raikou is heading forward through Meridia on their way to Dragon in go mode completely. Fusion looking for either Spring Ball or Bombs. We still don't know where Bombs is. Wait, Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader? That's wild. Well, JRF looks like they're thinking about just doing some hell runs. With all of this energy, they might be feeling confident enough to just fully suitless lower Norfair. It's not an easy thing to do, but we have seen runners do it in SMRAT races. I'm pretty sure Azure has done it at least once. Pre-trilogy? Star Wars just confuses me. There's like so many movies. There's so many movies. There's like a trilogy, and then another trilogy, and like a third trilogy. It's like a trilogy of trilogies, and then they have spin-off movies about other people. Now Cross finishing up the escape words. See if they save the animals, and we'll see if we can get them in here for an interview. JRF is about to find the speed booster. Useful thing to have. Unfortunately, and GG to crossproduct with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 4 seconds. Hopefully we can get Cross in here for an interview in just a minute or so. Once he gets into Discord, we can be able to have a little chat. I suppose now's as good a time as any to plug the SMRAT Discord. There is a Discord server. It's a fun time where you can just show up there and say, hey, I want to commentate matches, and they'll just let you. They'll just let you commentate matches. They don't even try to stop you. It's wild. You can just come on here and like spend an entire match talking about random junk, like, oh, I don't know, a Super Metroid dating simulator or something. Nothing is stopping you from just doing that. It's incredible. Also on the SRA Discord, there will be more races and such being coordinated. Lots of events coming up. I'm sure that Jay and other folks have lots of plans in the works. We do see Fusion Warrior taking out Kraid at the hour and 4 minute mark with 90 super missiles and what is that? Only one suit? Yeah, one of the suits. Taking Kraid to the prom, bashing her in the face a whole. Cross has joined the voice server on the SRA Discord, not Jay's Discord, and is not wanting to move. There we go. There's Cross. Hey, Cross. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
So, what'd you think of the race?
It was all right. Pretty straightforward. You know, once you find Gravity and Varia, you've probably already gotten enough super missiles. I was happy to find Ice Beam toward the end, though. I was doing some calculations in my head and figured I didn't really need it, but it's not a bad thing to have.
Yeah.
I might have had to refill my missiles if I didn't pick it up.
Very impressive on the Crystal Flash clip as well. Very nicely done with that. I will briefly congratulate you on that.
Yeah, I have some good days and some bad days. I was getting it a bunch in practice, so I figured it was a good day. I went for it.
Sure. I mean, an hour and 3 minute race time is definitely, I would say a first place race time is a good day in my book. Any day. Your opponent, Jareth, is unfortunately still looking for Varia after not wanting to check the sand pits because I guess he is, as I've been informed, Anakin Skywalker is the guy from Star Wars that doesn't like sand. So, he's that guy. He doesn't like sand.
I'm a little surprised I see him in Batcave right now. I mean, I wouldn't even look for Varia here.
Yeah, so I'm suspecting...
Well, Varia can't be in Norfair outside of High Jump Boots area, which was lit, by the way.
Yeah.
And they had that second Power Bomb pack I was looking for, and High Jump Boot, or it was the third Power Bomb pack.
Yep.
And High Jump Boot.
Varia can actually be at the Bubble Mountain missiles if Speed Booster is available early. Because there's like one heated room in between that I guess doesn't count. So
I think that's in opposition to SMZ3 casual random, because I think even that room is not in logic and casual in SMZ3.
Interesting. But anyway, GG to you. Is there anything you really regret about the race, or anything that you're particularly proud of?
Regret. I don't know. It went pretty well. I think I was thorough in the places I need to be thorough. I picked up Just the right amount of ammo. I think even at the end I had only 9 super missiles. I missed one on MB2, but 9 super. So 2 extra super missile packs. Well, 1 extra super missile packs. I missed a shot. So yeah, I picked up just the right amount. I probably picked up too many power bombs, honestly. Too much energy as well.
I mean, I personally always like to have some extra energy sitting around.
Actually, that's not necessarily true. I had the energy for Lower Norfair Escape, which was nice. Oh, I do have a regret. I do. From Ridley to Aqueduct. Well, not from Ridley to Aqueduct, I was being very careful in managing my health to stay in Crystal Flash range, but I was not looking at my super missile count. I was getting ready to go in with like 10 super missiles, and I was like, oh, now I'm gonna have to stop and farm super missiles. Farming super missiles means I'll get my health back up, so I'll have to take it back down. I should have farmed some super missiles right outside of Ridley. I didn't think far enough ahead. That's probably, my big mistake in this race that I would probably like to improve on next round. So in a chargeless Crystal Flash clip scenario, make sure you have an abundance of super. That's my last thing.
I think that's the scenario we all find ourselves in pretty frequently. Just the other day, I was thinking about grinding Hunter. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta remember, if you ever don't have charge and you need to Crystal Flash clip the Batoon, make sure you got a lot of supers. Good stuff to know. Is there anything else you wanted to say? You're welcome to hang out. I don't care.
I have to look back at the bracket. I remember looking ahead in the bracket and not looking forward to my next matchup, but I couldn't remember who it was. Is it Jay?
Let's see.
Is Jay in the tournament?
Yeah, I should know this, but I so don't.
I looked it up the other day, but I forget. But it was a name. I was like, great, rip me.
Pulling up the bracket right now to look and see who you'll be facing next, as you will be moving on. Alternate winners bracket. So next race you will be facing Diddy Kong.
Oh, Diddy Kong. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty even actually.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty good race.
Races.
Yes, a pretty good set.
A pretty good races. No, a pretty good races. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good races. Just some pretty, just a pretty good races.
Hey.
Anyway, GG to you, Cross. Very excellent job.
Thank you, and thanks for commentating.
Of course.
Thanks to Jay, tournament admins, restreamers, and all that good stuff. Give everyone some love.
Thank you so much to everybody that does the stream team. All I do is show up in a Discord server and say stupid things for an hour. We've got restreamers behind the scenes. Their job is really hard, and they're doing amazing. We have trackers that are dealing with unfortunate technical issues, I'm assuming. And also, we have 4 incredible runners. Make sure to follow all of them. Runner command, please work. Yeah, nice job. Crossproduct, Wonder Through JRF, Raikourider, and Fusion Warrior, all excellent Super Metroid runners. Definitely worth a follow.
Thank you very much, and good luck on the rest of the run. See you guys in the next round.
Thanks, Cross. So now, we were kind of interviewing through a lot of this. JRF appears to be doing a full suitless Lower Norfair, which is definitely a play. I have immense amount of respect for this play. It makes for a really interesting race. It's not an easy thing to do. And you know what? If you hate sand, I get it, man. Sometimes you just gotta do the entirety of Lower Norfair completely boneless, because it's just, sand is bad. It's not a good sensation. It's a bad feel. The feel of sand is just not good. It's all great. I don't know what it is. But anyway, taking a hit from the pirate there is pretty unfortunate. JRF does have a pretty high maximum health and enough ammo to be doing some crystal flashes, but without knowing necessarily where the E-tanks are, it can be difficult to rely on refills from them that you might normally be able to get in a different area. So I imagine we're going to see quite a bit of crystal flashing. Without Grapple Beam, farming the bugs is going to be more difficult as well. So it's not going to be an easy suitless Lower Norfair, but it's definitely possible with this setup. Raikourider has made their way through Turian in the time that we were talking about Fox. And is now finishing up Mother Brain and should be finishing up the race pretty soon. Fusion Warrior has now killed the Dragon, and now just needs to grab Varia in the sand pit because Fusion Warrior does know where Varia is, and then run down to Lower Norfair, take out Ridley, and call it a day. Although, since they were having trouble grabbing the Varia suit before, and they did not get Spring Ball in... Oh no, they did get Spring Ball. Okay, they should be good now then. It doesn't show up on the tracker, but they did pick up Spring Ball in Kraid's lair. See? Spring Ball, best item. I'm telling you. And so they will have an easier time getting the various suits this time, and then heading down into Lower Norfair. And I think with that they are in go mode after picking various suits. Yes, I think so. They have Space Jump for Worst Room, they have enough supers to kill Ridley and Mother Brain. Yeah, that should be it. Nice. Raikou finishing off Phase 3 of Mother Brain. I hope that they save the animals. I'm a big fan. I'm Team Animals all the way. You gotta save the animals. Because you know what? Fusion was pretty good. Let's make sure that it's canon. And also, like, why would you ever want to remove content from the video game? It's good. And it's wholesome content. This message brought to you by the Animals game. JRF currently farming up the Fire Fleas to get more health. Wanting to save their ammo so that way they can do Crystal Flashes later on. Probably one outside of Ridley's door. Maybe another one after Ridley, since they don't necessarily know that they'll have the Ridley E-tank to refill them after Ridley, like you normally would have in the area. Fusion Warrior picks up the Varia suit without issue this time around. Raikourider is just going to be finishing up pretty soon here. Just finishing up the escape. Save the animals. Do it for me. Give me this one. I can understand wanting to go fast in a race setting. The race with Raikou and Fusion Warrior hasn't actually ended yet until right now. So I can understand wanting to not save the animals to make sure that you finish out the race before your opponent. With that, Raikourider has finished this race with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 29 seconds. GG. And if the on-screen is to be believed, I do believe that is their second win against Fusion Rider, and they will be moving on in the bracket.
That is incorrect. That is our first match.
Just kidding. It's the first match. How you doing, Raikourider?
Hi. I thought that I had lost as soon as I realized what happened in Lower Norfair. That was such an awkward moment when I realized I didn't have enough ammo to kill the Musketeers and actually had to farm Fire Fleas for health.
Yeah, I saw that. And if the on-screen is to be believed, I do believe that is their second win against Fusion Rider, and they will be moving on.
Well,
the bracket.
That also was on the back of my mind when I found Speed, because I
had
done a hell
It's the
run
first match.
into
How you doing, Raikourider?
Mountain, and I searched everywhere except Norfair Reserve, and that's where Speed Booster was. That would have saved me about 1 billion years if I had found that instead.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fusion Warrior was having trouble picking up Varia suit because you have to do the mid-air morph to get it, because they had not fought Kraid yet. Yeah, after picking up they went directly. And also having to look for speed to get into Dragon was they went pretty annoying. Into Meridia, found Varia, but couldn't pick it up, couldn't get the mid-air morph in time with only 4 tiles of space, and had to run around doing a whole bunch of other stuff before now having gotten Varia heading into Norfair and finally going to be able to go kill Ridley.
I felt pretty good when I found that Varia
unfortunately,
suit.
Fusion Warrior was having trouble picking up Varia suit because you have to do the mid-air morph to get it, because they had not fought Kraid yet. After picking up Gravity, they went directly into especially because they went directly into Rydia, found Varia, but couldn't pick it up, couldn't get the midair morph in time with only 4 tiles of space, and had to run around doing a whole bunch of other stuff before now having gotten Varia, heading into Norfair and finally getting. For the record, has instead decided to go suitless lower Norfair, which
Oh goodness.
I really respect it because it's not an easy thing to do, but like it's not an easy thing to do.
If Varia is the last thing that I need, and I had like until I find Varia, I never stop collecting E-tanks.
Yeah.
Just in case. Because I feel my move because I've been practicing it on like the practice ROM. Although I can't really practice the Ridley fight in randomizer conditions because gravity and Varia are not decoupled, but I feel my movement's good enough that I should be able to RBO lower Norfair with just about all the energy in the game.
Oh, very nice. JRF taking another death, not getting the Crystal Flash off in time. Meanwhile, Fusion
I had to do one myself at speed booster.
Yeah. I remember seeing that. I'm curious about what was your thought process doing hell runs in Upper Norfair at the beginning of the game?
I told myself when I found all that energy early that that if I find 6 energy tanks, I'm gonna just go ahead and clear out Bubble Mountain now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know if you know this, but I play a lot of combo.
Yeah.
A lot of the Link to the Past Super Metroid combo. I play a ton of that.
There's a lot of combo rando players in this tournament. Oh my god, JRF had like 2 health there at one point, but gets the Crystal Flash in time. Like half still commentating, just because the Snow Norfair is exciting. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of combo players. So, I mean, I don't play combo. Does that make you more want to clear Bubble Mountain specifically, or is it just like?
I actually am in combo specifically. I'm a huge fan of breaking logic. Because when you find an item out of logic, it can tell you where other items are, and especially if I did not have Gravity Suit, then I would have been more inclined to go to Upper Norfair out of sequence. And it almost paid huge dividends with that speed booster being there, because if I had found that speed booster, then I actually would have been. I think that would have been go mode actually. Well, not at the time because it was except for Varia. Yeah. And that would have also told me that there was nothing I needed down there. Another concern was ammo, and that finding Ice Beam in a wreck ship was a godsend. Yeah, because otherwise having to do Zeb skip, blasting through all the Zebetite. Zeb skip, of course, skipping Zeb skip by blasting through all the Zebetite, can take a lot of ammunition. Well, not just that, but with the ammo count that I had, I actually would have had to leave twice, I think, to refill on missiles because my ammo count was super tight. Yeah. But then when I found that Ice Beam, I'm like, oh, I can just do Zeb Skip, and now I have all kinds of ammo. If I did not find Ice Beam right after Fantoon, I would have cleared Wreck Ship for ammo. Or Charge. Sure. Speaking of Charge, did anybody find it? I highly doubt it. Yes. Fusion Warrior found Charge at Shack Tool. the only one. Yep. Oh my. Fusion Warrior had a bad time trying to get Varia. I feel for them. Yeah, Fusion Warrior's more comfortable with combo than standalone Super Metroid Randomizer just because with the items between games you tend to have a lot more of everything. Yeah. But it's I learned Super Metroid just to play combo. Really? See, because most of the folks that I know are the opposite. It's like, oh, I learned a little bit of Link to the Past so I could do combo rando. Just because, you know, I'm a Super Metroid runner by blood, I'm afraid. I've been claimed by Super Metroid. It's incurable. No, not me. I'm one of those weirdos that came from the Link to the Past side. Hey, the weirdos that came from the Link to the Past side are completely valid.
Link to the Past is, I would say, a pretty cool game.
Oh yeah, Link to the Past. Link to the Past. Even the standalone Link to the Past rando is really fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot more of a thinking man's game than this, just by nature there are less combinations, and routing is basically, do I go down direct ship? Do I go down to Croc?
Yeah. I mean, there's a handful of other routing decisions you can make in SM, but yeah, a lot of them is like, well, I could go to this, it's a little risky, but it might pay off, but it might not. And other than that, it's just like, well, what's accessible, go to the thing that's accessible. Well, my understanding with Link to the Past is like, just because there's so many different items and so many different locations that like you can check at a lot of times, it gives you a lot of options. So there's a lot more strategizing you can do with it.
And then you put the two together and it gets really crazy.
Yeah, it just starts going nuts.
Oh, speaking of which, I almost went into the when I was checking GT, I almost went into the health refill station there by accident. Because if you're not familiar, that's where one of the portals between games is.
Yep, I've been watching Azure do SMZ3R multi-world randos. Those are really exciting.
I cannot wait for that to go public, because supposedly what Total wants to do is he wants to make that doable on console.
That would be really exciting and really interesting.
Could you imagine taking like just getting a USB hub and a bunch of cables, and just having like a 5 or 6 person multi-world at like GDQ or something, just in the casual room? That'd be sweet.
Yeah, you can let's see, you can run multi-troid on console, that's the Super Metroid thing. It's not a hack, but where you share all of your health and items, and those can be fun. So I wouldn't be surprised. It seems it would probably be pretty doable.
It seems like it. It's more just Total getting multi-world working in the first place.
Yeah. I know that there's still some testing that needs to be done with it. Unfortunately, FJR has forfeited from the race. Lower Norfair claims another, and we'll see if they're interested in an interview. But yeah, I know you were talking about bringing together like 6 people at like a multi-world or something at GDQ. So this most recent GDQ at AGDQ 19, we got together, it was something around, I want to say 8 folks, and we did a Super Metroid World rando all together. Let me think. It was me, Freya Spirit, Poplars, Alucard 2004, Rasu. Oh man, I'm forgetting people. JRP was there. And then like 1 or 2 others that I'm forgetting at present moment. There's a fusion runner that was there that I can't remember the name of. And that was a ton of fun, getting together like 8 people and doing a multi-world. Or not a multi-world, it was a world rando, which is, it's like an area rando and also an item rando. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Huge, like big, silly co-op rando things in speedrunning are a really good time. And I am fully supporting doing more of them, and that's part of why I'm just like so excited for multi-world. Multi-world might get me to learn A Link to the Past. I'm not gonna lie, it's just that cool. Also, welcome, JRF.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
That was quite the seed.
Yep, quite the seed.
That was a nasty seed.
So where was Varia?
Varia was
sandpit.
left sandpit.
Oh, I forgot to check there.
I checked that pretty early. I did a hell run to Bubble Mountain, and that helped surprisingly.
Yeah, lesson of the day is one does not simply improvise Lower Norfair strat unpracticed, or list Lower Norfair unpracticed.
Oh no, I'm not comfortable doing it without all the health in the game.
I mean, we saw you going down to Lower Norfair, and I was like, man, I gotta respect that play, because that is not an easy thing to do. Unfortunately, not quite work it out, but still, like, mad props for even going for that.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if this will even work or anything, but I have no clue where Varia is, and I mean, I've already lost, so might as well have some fun trying to get through.
Sure. Yeah, I saw you looking at the map at one point after clearing through Meridia, and I was like, it's the sand pit. It's in the sand. And you're like, oh, well, whatever, and just kind of went on. So, yeah. But anyway, we were just talking about like combo rando and other just fun random speedrunning things, because why not?
Where is Fusion Warrior, if I may ask?
Fusion Warrior, where are they from, or where are they in the race?
In the seed.
Oh, they have killed all 4 bosses. They're doing Lower Norfair Escape and are heading to G4.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool, because just in case this goes to 3, I am on a time crunch with for another tournament.
What tournament?
Donkey Kong Country 3 any percent. I have if this goes to 3, I have a race in that's pretty much immediately after this.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully, just play fast and everything will be fine.
Well, I should have finished probably 8 to 10 minutes faster for several reasons.
Yeah, a couple weird little routing things and other bits of silliness that occurred.
It was mostly just having to farm fire fleas for energy in Lower Norfair. The big reason why I found that space jumping kind of groaned is because I didn't want to go to wreck ship. I don't like going to wreck ship without a suit.
Yep, I definitely feel you on that one. Wreck ship can be pretty brutal. That's
also part of the way I like to route combo as well. Is once you're done with a Link to the Past stuff, you hard reset to your ship. Do Gauntlet if it's open, otherwise just do Omega, Bomb Chorizo. Oh, I was also happy that Alcatraz didn't take me very long.
Oh, that's good.
But you go those 2 locations down to Greenbryn, do all of Greenbryn, do High Jump area, and then go to Death Mountain, clean that out. And then you can go to like Kraid, then do West Meridia if you have it, go up Red Tower, direct ship. And usually by then you're okay to fight Fantoon.
Sure. I personally like to have, if I'm going in suitless, I want like at least 4 E-tanks, preferably a little more, personally. And then with 1 suit, I can usually get by with 2.
Same. Same. And also, screw attack makes a big difference, because if you saw the way that I fight Fantoon, I'm sure you've seen many people in the tournament fight Fantoon like that.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you have screw attack, while it is a little slow to go with 2-2 super, it is a nice, let me think, what is that, 6 and then 400. It's a nice 3-round with that.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed
2 missiles,
3-round.
2 missiles, and then a super, and it's pretty easy to dodge the enrage phase with screw attack. So even if it is a little slow, because the enrage phases take approximately 20 years, it is a nice and consistent way to do it, even if you are on low health or no suits or what have you. Also, shouts to the fish. What is that, Honk and Seffi's fish, I want to say? There's some SM runners that own the fish, and they take care of it. Anyway.
But
yeah.
Other than that, I just felt that it's kind of weird how playing all this combo is you'll notice improvements in movement and whatnot just from playing seeds.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like, there's been several cases in Super Metroid where, like, I'll take a break from the game, or I'll run a different category or whatever. Usually if I, like, run a different category, if I run a ROM hack for a bit, I'll come back to runs I was doing before, and then get, like, random, like, big PBs, because just, like, general movement has gotten a lot better, you know? Don't jump too high, ledge grab stuff where you can, wall jump faster, all those other little things.
That happened to me when I came back to 100%. It was my first 100% that I ever did that was timed was something like a 226, and then I eventually got down to a 201, took a break from it to play A Link to the Past, and then I did something like 60 combo seeds before I thought, hey, let's go ahead and do a vanilla 100% and see what I get. 146.
Yeah.
I know 146 is a terrible time, but
146 is like, you have a route and you tried to go fast and at least kind of knew what you were doing with it. That's like the 140s in Hundo. And then like 130s is like, you've practiced it and you know what you're doing. And then 120s is like, you are good at the game. This is someone who has like a 132 Hundo time or something. Because like I was at like a mid 140 or something like a while ago, and then I stopped off of Hundo to do other things. Like I ran Project Base for a little while because that hack is a lot of fun. You cheated not only the game but also yourself with Project Base, of course. And then I also did like some GT code runs and some other, like I did Croc RTA for a while because that category is fun and not very long. And then I went back to Hundo and I was like, oh, you know, and then I like PB'd by 10 minutes and I was like, oh, all right then. I guess that's how it goes. So, you know.
I do want to get a 139 eventually.
Yeah. Sub 140 is like not too bad if you're willing to do room grinding. It is a fun thing to do. I'm like dangerously close to sub 130. Like I could do it if I got a really good run. I just need to get a really good run, and I don't really want to grind Hundo right now. School semester's ending, and you know I'm moving soon, so like shit's wild. You know, stuff's wild.
It was wild for me for a while because I was in something like 5 tournaments at one point.
Oh gosh.
And
yeah.
juggling all of that was a mess.
Sure. You in the Prodigy any % tournament by chance?
No, I'm not. No, no, I can't finish any % consistently enough. My time in any % right now is I think a 108.
Yep.
And it's because, and the reason why is because I'm not comfortable ammo killing Dre yet. So I actually run down and get grapple.
Sure. I've done exactly one any % run ever, and the time was 1 hour and 1 second. And that's just such a good meme that
is a great meme.
I don't want to improve it. Like, I probably could improve it by at least a few minutes if I, like, sucked less. But I also just don't really want to. I don't like 80% all that much. I just think it's like Hundo, but you forget some of the items, you know? Like, who wants to do that?
I don't like any % either. It's for the reason why is because it's just dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to basically be pretty good at bosses, Fantoon in particular, in order to not die. Draken is not too bad if you know how to 3-tap, but she can still be pretty hard. And then Ridley can also be a serious problem for a lot of folks. So
Ridley isn't the issue for me. It's Fantoon.
Yep.
Plus Dre. I should probably learn how to short charge because I don't know how to do it.
So, fun fact, this is pretty wild. So the way I learned how to short charge was not from, like, doing anything reasonable, like reading a guide or having someone teach me. No. I would go to Super Metroid streamers that had bad audio balancing, and I would go to their stream, and I would wait for them to short charge, and I would listen for the rhythm of them tapping their controller buttons, because if you have like a suboptimal audio setup, then you get a lot of controller clicking. So I'd go there and I would listen for people tapping their buttons for short charges to get the timing for it, and then I would just do it. And that's how I learned how to short charge with my ears.
And now we have the practice hack.
See, the thing is, like, there are so many better ways to learn how to short charge, right? You've got like Magic Pants on the practice hack. There's good information on the Super Metroid wiki. There's lots of people that will gladly teach you, but like, no, let's just listen to some people and try to get the rhythm right.
I think that's one thing I want to learn when I go up to GDQ this year is how to short charge.
It's kind of weirdly satisfying when you get it. And it's just muscle memory. Like a lot of things in Super Metroid, it's just about getting it in your muscle memory. And that's not too hard. Except 4-tapping. 4-tapping is impossible. Flutter 3s, yeah, no problem. 4-tap, impossible. I don't know what it is, man. It's crazy. This game.
Honestly, I just want to learn like the ones that are useful in rando. Like, just most of the time, the ones that are useful in rando are just 2-taps.
Yeah, it's rare that you need more than a 2-tap. Like, you can do Dragon Speed Booster with a 2-tap. I just find it a lot easier with a 3. And there's a couple of places where 3s are useful, but in most cases, like, a 2-tap is really all you need to learn, and that's not too hard to learn. And the Flutter 2 is also not too hard.
Like for instance, one that comes up a lot in combo is doing, say, the in-room setup to speed through Parlor.
Sure.
Because if you don't know how to short charge, you actually have to leave the room and set up the Shine Spark from outside, which, from what I understand, is actually more difficult than doing a short charge.
Yeah. This is to get through Parlor without, like, screw
Like,
attack or bombs or anything like that,
Morph.
right?
Well, screw attack without. Well, most of the time it just comes up because morph ball is in someplace obtuse.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Because if you've watched any of those seeds, you have seen. As a matter of fact, I think I raced Fusion Warrior in the first combo tournament, and in one of our races, morph ball was in Ice Palace. It took us over 2 hours to find that. It was a fun time.
I know in the Super Metroid Varia randomizer, there's a setting where it's like try to put morph as late as possible. It really kind of shows to Goya how deep in this game you can get without the ability to curl up in a ball if you just get the right items earlier on. Although it's a little bit lame because it forces basically speed booster or screw attack early on, which are pretty powerful items, and it makes things a little easier. Sometimes doing a really hard rando can just be really fun, and just having to do really ridiculous stuff like learning the snail clip in order to get a required progression item or something. All sorts of silliness that you get to do.
I've got a couple of fun combo seeds saved on my SD for that reason, just to give to people. Like Ancient Gamer and I did a seed probably about a month ago that took us both 4 hours to finish, and Ancient Gamer he's a good Super Metroid player. And that was the last seed I have been allowed to deal for a race.
I know that there have been Varia track tool seeds. I know I've seen it somewhere. It might have been in a different. I think it was in a different rando tournament, not SMRAT, a much older one from like a couple of years back.
I've seen Varia Shack Tool. I've seen required medallions on Shack Tool. I've seen both rods there. I've seen what was it? I've seen some really ridiculous things there. I have yet to see a Moon Pearl there, but I've seen some really ridiculous things there. I've seen Moon Pearls and Dumpling. I've seen Moon Pearl at Ridley multiple times.
Yep. I mean, yeah. Thank you, Smokey. I would love a list of races that had Varia check tool. I would love that. Just do a whole bunch of Varia check tool seeds. It's gonna be fun.
I think I've seen almost every Link to the Past progression item there, except for go down the list of them. I've seen Hookshot there. I mean, I mentioned Moon Pearl, so that's excluded. I haven't seen a hammer there yet. But I've seen most everything else.
As I've said before in my commentary, I just like to visit our good robotic friend Shack Tool. I love him. I love Shack Tool.
I mean, if he's accessible when the first time I go to Meridia, I usually just go there anyway. Because if you don't go there your first time, I wouldn't say it's quite the worst location to Orphan and combo, but it's pretty close. Criteria Shaft Supers are pretty bad to Orphan. Waterway is pretty bad. Plasma can be pretty bad.
Yeah. There's always, like, when I'm doing SM randos, I'm always thinking, like, there's always, like, this little out-of-the-way check that, like, I could go and see, but it's far away, and I always like, oh, I should skip this, and then there's a little voice in my head that's like, what if it's Varia? It's like, oh. Alright, I'm gonna go check it, and then I go check it and waste a bunch of time. This is why I'm slow. Also, like, in a lot of races, like, there have been a couple SMRAT races where I've just, like, YOLO bet on Varia Check Tool, where, like, I haven't found Varia, I don't know where it is, and, like, I'm pretty sure I'm behind, and I'm just kind of like, you know what? Let's go pay Shack Tool a visit, because if it pays off, you're way in the lead. And if it doesn't pay off, like, you are already behind, so, like, whatever.
That's how I felt when I found Varia in Sandpits.
Yep.
And another thing that made that awkward was that speed was Varia locked, so then you'd have to go back to Aqueduct. And playing standalone Super Metroid really makes me realize how just how much the Meridia portal is appreciated.
Hmm. Yeah.
If you're not familiar with it, the Meridia portal is the one. Well, you use it in most seeds because when is there ever going to be a required item in like Dragon or something?
Yeah.
Because usually when they finish the game, you'll just go from Dark World Southeast to the missile station, and then go kill Dragon. If you have everything, it's like a 2-minute trip.
Sure.
Was Plasma ever found?
No, I don't think so. No, it was not. It was not. It was listed in the credits, but I wasn't paying attention. I don't pay attention to these seeds.
I keep forgetting that the credits actually list all the items, because in all the other randomizers I play, they don't because of cheating concerns.
Oh, sure.
Because I know in Zelda 1 Rando, the item locations used to be listed in the credits, but unfortunately somebody found a way to there's an unfortunate side effect where if you loaded a randomized ROM and then you loaded a save state from the vanilla game onto it and then rescued Zelda, it would tell you where all the items were in the seed. So that unfortunately had to be patched out.
Plasma was behind Croc, as was Bombs. Also, shouts to Fusion Warrior for saving the animals. Let's go. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to say that. Because who doesn't love to save the animals? Ooh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, he must have gone to... Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. I mean, it was mostly a lot of having to junk around to get the items to pick up Varia. Because they were having trouble with the mid-air morphs.
Yeah, that's tough, because that... If you don't have... Yeah, I didn't have any issues with that. I think it was because I had Spring Ball?
Yeah, you had already killed Kraid. So you had picked up Spring Ball at Kraid missiles, but Fusion Warrior had went directly into Meridia before fighting Kraid. So
I don't like that play at all.
Yeah.
Like, why not kill Kraid when you're there?
I personally, I like to delay Meridia pretty much as long as possible because it's a maze. You don't want to have to check items in Meridia if you can avoid it, just because it's a heckin' maze is what it is.
I am just a big fan of the check everything in Western Meridia and then leave through Mount Everest up Red Tower, because Red Tower is an equal pain in the butt to check.
Yeah. Also, Fusion Warrior, welcome to the interview.
Also here, yeah. So
how you doing?
My crippling thumb incapability of doing the Alcatraz type jumps cost me the race.
Ouch, I'm sorry. I've lost a race. In the last Super Metroid Rando tournament, I wound up losing a race because I couldn't do the early Ice Muck Ball.
Yeah.
I checked every other location in the game, and of course, gravity was at Ice Beam, and speed was in Meridia.
Yeah, I mean, if I had made the play, I was like, maybe I should go take on Fantoon. I can do it. Oh wait, I only have 10 missiles. That'll be annoying. Let me not. That was my first mistake, not getting ice that early, and my second mistake was, well, not hitting Kraid before hitting all of Meridia, because then I would have just one-shot everything. Wouldn't have had to go any backward shenanigans. I wouldn't have had to done, was it frickin' Forgotten Highway? None of that would have been done.
I caught a lot of lucky breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of just really unfortunate, I don't even want to say bad routing, just like not finding what you needed for Fusion Warrior, which is just really too bad, but...
It's just luck.
Such is the nature of randos. Sometimes you get snake eyes, and it really do just be like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, I know the proper route I should have taken. It's just the ways to go was the first way to go was annoying, and the second way to go that I didn't was, well, frankly, far less lucrative. I mean, I skipped 2 items to go after all of Meridia.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we do have you two have your next race coming up pretty soon, right?
Yeah,
just
in
scheduled
5
right
minutes.
after this?
we need to get started because I do have another. Just like if this goes to 3, there is another tournament I do need to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't keep you too long with any more hemming and hawing. You all can feel free to start setting up for the next race, but I am going to briefly just shill for some other things happening on the channel. I do believe I'm going to be done on commentary for the night because otherwise my voice box will explode. But coming up right now, right in just a couple of minutes, we have Game 2 of Raikourider versus Fusion Warrior. And then, if need be, their Game 3 will also be later this evening. At 8 p.m. in about an hour, we have Messer versus KDove85, Game 1, and their second game is also scheduled for... no, just kidding. It's not. Their second game is scheduled for tomorrow. And later this evening at 9:30, we have the... Wait, never mind. Misreading schedule. I apologize. But we do have Raikourider versus Fusion Warrior coming up right next here on SRA, and in an hour we have Messer versus KDove85. A lot more SMRAT happening this evening, so make sure to stick around. With that, I'm just about done.